Thrivesters, I am so excited to talk to you about this topic. So sometimes I think I've told you before that you're like a little bird on my shoulder. Like something will happen. I'll be like, oh, I have to tell the Thrivesters. So by the way, I had a couple friends over for dinner. I didn't know, you need to tell me when you're listening to the podcast. If you're listening to this podcast and you're enjoying it, send me a note, hit me up on social media, take a screenshot, set whatever, let me know because sometimes when I record it, I'm like, okay, I don't know who's listening. I mean, I can see who's listening, but I mean, I can see the numbers, 69 countries. Thank you. Thank all of you because it's because of you, the community. Anyway, a couple of friends, I was at dinner and they mentioned the Thrive Hive. I'm like, what? You listen to my podcast? Anyway, so welcome everyone. If you're new here, we are so glad you're here. This is the Thrive Hive. This is where we come to talk about how we thrive in life. We talk about boundaries, we talk about managing energy, we talk about unapologetically setting these boundaries. What else do we talk about? We talk about wellness, we talk about debunking BS things that are out there. We talk about all the things. Nothing is off limits. By the way, I think I just had like a really serious Boston accent situation. Welcome to the Thrive Hive podcast, the place where success meets reinvention and nothing, I mean nothing, is off limits. I'm your host, Nancy Medoff, speaker, coach, best-selling author, and former corporate VP who knows firsthand what it means to leave a wildly successful career behind, to build a dream business and life, then blow it all up again when it's simply no longer enough. Here, we don't wait for permission to feel free. We talk about reinvention, aligned ambition, managing our energy, boundaries, and the power of surrounding yourself with the right women. This is not a networking group. It's not a therapy session. This is a space for elevated, honest conversations about business, life, and what it really means to thrive. So if you're ready to stop carrying it alone, ready to connect with women who get you, and ready to design what's next with clarity and confidence, come on in. This is your space. This is your time. Welcome to the Hive. So here's what I want to talk about today. So as you know, I went on a trip. I went on a 3-week trip in the month of June, the month of June. And there are two types of people in this world. You may have seen this meme somewhere. The people who come home, unpack their carry-on, and put everything away. And then there are people who come home, open their carry-on or their suitcase, unzip it, and the clothes like explode out of it for the next week and a half. Guess which one I am, Thrivesters? Guess which one? Guess. Yeah, I am the latter. I have had suitcases open and unpacked for up to a month in the past. I used to travel quite a bit, not as much as I don't travel as much now. Anyway, I digress. I did unpack my suitcase because I'm trying to be better about that. I finally got around to unpacking I call it a briefcase, like unpacking my work bag or my carry-on bag, like my little bag, like my little bag, my tote. So, and I keep looking over at my couch because they're usually like 3 or 4 lined up because I have different colors for different events, different, do I need a zipper one? Do I not need a zipper one? Do I need to pack it full? Do I not need to pack it full? Anyway, I finally got around to emptying them. And as I was sitting there, no joke, cleaning out these work bags, 10 pens, and I'm a pen person. So these are quality pens. I'm going to show you. These are quality pens. All of my pens either look like this or like this. Okay. I don't have any of the like dentist office pens. No offense to my dentist. She's awesome. I have quality pens. 10 pens. 5 lip balms. 5. 3 lipsticks. 2 notepads. And a dirty spoon. Okay. Dirty spoon. I don't know why there was a dirty spoon in there. I do know why. I was in a rush. I've been making chia pudding. I've been having it for breakfast. Super good. Anyway, and a dirty spoon. And I was kind of chuckling. I'm like, oh, okay. Now I know I don't have any spoons. So I was looking through all of these things and I'm like, oh my God, there is so much stuff in here. And my bag was heavy. Both of my bags are heavy. I look at them. I dread, or all of them. I dread cleaning them out. So I'm like, oh my God, there's so much stuff in there. So I was going through it. And then there was this really, really very thick and heavy brochure that I hadn't even opened. It was from a nonprofit that I support, and it was in the big envelope. It was really heavy, and I didn't realize it was that heavy. And it was important enough to me that I put it in my bag to read later, but it wasn't important enough to me to actually read it. So this is now a month later, it's still in my bag. And so I tossed it. I'm like, that's it. I'm going to toss it. I'm in like a feng shui simplify mode. And this got me thinking about all of the things that we are carrying around physically, mentally, emotionally, that at one point seemed very, very important. And yet we never really got to it. So think about that for a minute. What are you or we choosing to carry around? I chose to carry all this around. I could have cleaned it all out at any time. I could have not put it in there in the first place, which is something I'm doing now. More on that in a minute. So think about, what are we choosing to carry around? What are we moving from bag to bag? I do that all the time too. And I know a lot of you do the same. You move it from one bag to the next bag. Maybe it's your purse, maybe it's a work bag. I don't know. But it keeps moving from bag to bag to bag. Well, do you really need it? Is it worth carrying around with you? Or you like, did you miss it? If you wouldn't have it, would you miss it? Now, this is physical stuff. And this makes me think of that big brochure. There was a coupon in there that had expired in May, and this was the end of June that I was cleaning this out. There was a another brochure for a hotel that I love with all these packages and programs that they'd already come and gone. So I was holding on to it, and it wasn't even relevant anymore. And I kept equating this to my mind. And I thought to myself, well, no wonder why I'm stressed. No wonder why I sometimes feel overwhelmed, because I'm physically carrying all of these things. And again, this is only physical. So I decided to let it all go. Now, I didn't pitch a fit and throw everything away, but I purged a lot. That big brochure, the coupon, the other brochure, all the pens went back into the drawers around the house where they're supposed to be. And what I didn't do, that I mentioned a minute ago, that I would usually do, is, oh, I'm just going to move this all over to another bag. Or I'm going to take these 10 pens and I'm going to distribute them through with all of my work bags, or my pocketbook and then my work bag, or, maybe put a couple in my car, whatever. But I didn't. I let it go. I let all of it go. And I have to tell you, it felt so good. It felt so good. I promise you, if you take your physical clutter and your mental clutter, and I'm going to get to the mental clutter and the emotional clutter in a minute. If you let it go, I promise you the world will not end. I promise you, you will not burst into flames. I promise you that you will feel better. Just let it go. Get rid of it. So, what do I mean by that? I'm not really talking about, now let's not talk about the physical stuff. Let's talk about the emotional and mental stuff. So, and these are the things that we know we're carrying around. What about the stuff that we don't even know we're carrying around? So I am pretty sure that I'm going to do a no social media on weekends soon. I've been really tense about some of the things that are happening in the world, and it gets me worked up, or even if it doesn't get me worked up. So let's say I open my Instagram and there's, 7 or 8 articles on there about what's happening with politics or the war or whatever the case may be. Even if I read them and scroll through, it is still occupying space in my brain. And it's every day. And it's usually at the beginning of the day. I thought about this and I'm like, yeah, I need to take a break. I need to take a break. And many of us who own businesses will say, well, I can't, I market on social media. Okay, I can respect that. That's fine. I get it. Maybe you can post your stuff and then not scroll. I don't know. I just know that for me, I need a little break because I'm getting to that point. So we talked about the physical and the mental. So when I say mental, I mean like, that's what I mean, like the news articles, the conversations, the to-do list. It's funny. I was listening to Mel Robbins, I love her podcast. And she was referencing, it was funny because I literally laughed out loud. She must have had someone on the show to call your to-do list your wish list, I think is what she said. That is not going to work for me. I can tell you right now. My to-do list is my to-do list. What I do is break it down and prioritize it. That's a little better, but not walking around with a wish list. If I'm writing it down, it's things that are on my list to do. I don't wish to do them. I would like to do them. I need to do them. Anyway, so you think about all, the to-do list and the summer and the planning. And for me, we have a lot of visitors in the summer. It's okay, who's coming when and what are, and all that stuff that I'm carrying around every every day. So I let it go. I have guests coming this weekend. I don't know when they're coming. I don't know what time. I don't know. Don't know. Don't know what we're going to do. I mean, I have some ideas. So instead of it was a conscious effort, instead of being, poly perfect and making sure everything is timed out and planned and do that, I'm like, okay, all right, you know what? I'm gonna go with the flow, which is big for me. I'm not a go with the flow type of person when I'm hosting. So I'm giving that a try. I will report back on that. The last thing I want to talk about is under the bucket of things we don't know we're carrying around, things people might have said to us that we didn't address. If you're having a little bit of a rub with one of your friends or a family member and you're not addressing it, what I do for that is I will write it down. Like I'll take a note. Like let's say it's Erin. It's not, but I know she listens to this podcast. Let's say there's something she said that bothered me. There's not. Erin, I love you. What I will do is I'll write down Erin, and then I'll just write down what's bugging me, and I put it away. Put it away. It's gone. It's out of my brain. I mean, I'm sure you've seen that. If you write the letter or you get it all into an email and then you put it away, whatever. Family things. Family. Think about this because we all have issues with our families. That's just life. Think about if you just let it go. Like, you know what? Yes, my parent has always done this and it really makes me angry. Or yes, my sister always do this, or my kid always does this, whatever the case may be. And you just don't carry it around with you. You can feel it in the moment, maybe address it in the moment, maybe don't. But if you're not going to address it in the moment, not carry it around with you. Address it next time. I promise it'll come up again. I promise it'll come up again. So the last thing that I will say, and I'm going out on a limb here because this is a new thought for me. If it was that important, this is for mental or emotional, if it was that important, wouldn't you have done something about it already? Stay with me. Let's go back to that brochure. Brochure was very thick and heavy. I remember, I'm like, oh, I really want to read this. Put it in my bag, forgot about it. Weeks went by, I never read it. So was it really that important to me? So if somebody gets you going and if somebody's triggering you and you're upset and you don't address it within a reasonable amount of time, was it really that upsetting? Like, is it really bothering you that much? Because if it's bothering you that much, you would probably address it somehow. And if it happens and it's weeks later and you're still carrying it around with you, I suggest you just let it go. And one other thing to think about, the opportunity cost or the space that it's taking up. So if you're carrying, let's take the example of the bag. If you're carrying the 10 pens, all the lip balms and all that stuff, there's no room for anything else, or there's less room for other things. Same thing with your brain, same thing with your emotional capacity, your mental capacity. So if you're carrying these emotions around or unresolved issues or whatever it is, that's taking up space that could be filled with better things or things that will help you thrive, more thrivey things, if you will. Anyway, Thrivesters, that's the podcast for this week. I think I mentioned before, we have a ton of guests coming up. I'm really excited. I'm actually recording all those within the next couple of weeks. So those will probably be all the summer podcasts or some of the summer podcasts. And yeah, that's it. I look forward to seeing you again next week. If you have anything you want to talk about, hit me up on Instagram, send me an email, make a comment. If you're listening to this on Spotify, you can comment on Spotify, comment on YouTube, however you want to get to me. It is impossible to miss me if you look for me. So with that, my Thrivesters, enjoy this week, this weekend, and go out there and thrive like you mean it. That's a wrap, Podsters. Thank you for tuning in to this week's Thrive Hive podcast. Hopefully, after listening today, you're feeling a little more fired up, a little inspired, or maybe a little more like yourself and like the person that you know you're meant to be. And if you love today's episode, take a screenshot, share it on Instagram, tag me. I love to see where and when our Thrive Hive is growing. And if you're thinking about someone who you think should really listen to this episode, send it her way, because we all deserve to go out and live that life we work so hard to build. Now, go thrive like you mean it.